When did you first hear about Victor Conti's or Balco?
Well, I first heard about him through Daryl, and he's the one that, insisted that we go down. And I think it was called something else. When they said Balco, I wasn't really. I think it was Snack. It was called something else, Snack, and and he showed me a few of his vitamins that he had, Zima and multivitamins and stuff like that.
And when you say he, you need Daryl Hudson?
Daryl Hudson, yes.
And when would this have been? What time frame?
It would have to be, if we...
Summer of 2003?
It had to be maybe in July, I guess.
Somewhere around there.
Probably like July, I would say like, if it was July 26th, plus it had to be like July 23rd. That's what I think I was getting ready to do. I was already in Big Bear getting ready for camp.
I was what?
I was already in Big Bear getting ready for camp.
So do you recall when you would have gone to Big Bear for the fight with Oscar De La Hoya, September of 2003?
It wasn't September, it was July, right?
The fight with Oscar De La Hoya, according to the boxing record, is...
September. You said, when do I recall going to Big Bear?
Yes, that's what I'm asking you. Is when in September 2003 you fight Oscar.
Yeah.
You're preparing for that fight, I assume you went to Big Bear.
In July.
You went to July, you went to Big Bear.
Yes.
Prior to going to Big Bear in July 2003,
right.
Had you heard about Victor Conti?
Prior, no.
Had you heard about Balco?
No.
Had you heard about Snack?
No.
And when I say Snack, I mean S-N-A-C.
Yeah, the company, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So by the way, prior to going to Big Bear in 2003, are you taking any vitamins?
Yes.
Do you know what vitamins you're taking?
I don't know. Max Muscle vitamins. I mean, the vitamins that were given to me by Daryl Hudson.
But you don't know what they were?
No, they're basically multivitamins, protein, whey protein, and I think he was using the Max Muscle system. I don't know. It was he had put together a system of different type of vitamins that he gave to me. So
okay, and then there comes a time where you do hear Victor Conti's name. Is that fair?
Yes.
And when do you think you heard Victor Conti's name for the first time?
For the first time I heard his name, if I went down there on the 26th, the first time was probably the 20th, around the 20th, because I was in Big Bear already training.
Okay, and do you recall what you heard when you heard the name Victor Conti?
What I heard?
Yeah.
I heard that he deals with a lot of different athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And that, he helped a lot of athletes and world-class athletes, and that maybe, we can do a consultation and see if he can, help me out the same way.
And who would have told you that?
Daryl Hudson.
Okay. And so Daryl Hudson tells you this somewhere, you believe, around July 20th, 2003.
Around that time, yeah.
Okay. And then what happens next?
Well, as I'm training, I'm in Big Bear, trying to get ready. He's tried a lot of different things, and he figured that Victor Conti would be, the expert in that field. So we should go out there and see him, like I said, and talk with him and do a consultation about, the vitamins that I need to take, because maybe there's vitamins I don't need to take and there's vitamins I do need to take. So we went out there for that.
And when you said, I couldn't quite hear you, I'm sorry. Did you say he used to like to try a lot of new things, or you used to, or we used to? I couldn't make it out.
You're talking about Daryl Hudson wanted to try. Daryl Hudson tried, different. He had vitamins that he had me use I don't know, iron pills or vitamin E, you know, whatever.
I got you.
And he was under the impression that Victor, dealing with different athletes, know the different combinations of vitamins used for certain athletes.
And so you talked about this consultation. And did you end up having a consultation with Victor Conti?
Yeah. Yes.
And do you recall that date?
It would have to be July 26th
Of 2003?
of 2003. I only met Victor, I believe, once.
Okay. And where was the consultation?
Well, I guess Balco. It was snack, but Balco. When I went there, I was perceiving it as snack. And then when it came on the news, it was Balco.
Okay. Did you know Snack prior to going to, well, I'm sorry, I'll withdraw that. Let me do it this way. You had a meeting with Victor Conti on July 26, 2003, correct?
Yes.
Where was that meeting? Geographically? Was it
Oh, it was Oakland, San Francisco.
somewhere near San Francisco, Oakland?
Yeah.
And was that an office building?
It's at a building, yes.
In a strip mall? Is that fair? Do you know what I mean by that?
I guess I'm not sure.
What was it?
It was a building we went into. Strip mall. It's a building. It wasn't a building, a skyrise building, but it was a small strip mall. Yeah.
Small what?
It was a small building.
Small building like you'd have or typically find in a strip mall?
Yes.
Okay. And did you recall if it had any lettering outside?
No, I can't recall that.
Okay. Do you recall, did you speak to Victor Conti prior, you ended up meeting Victor Conti on July
Right.
26, 2003, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever speak to Victor Conti prior to meeting him that day on July 26, 2003?
I think that was Daryl Hudson that spoke to him. I think that was Daryl Hudson that spoke with him.
Okay, so
Because Daryl had the communication with Victor.
okay, so you didn't communicate with him prior to meeting him in person?
No, that was
Okay.
Daryl's job.
I got you. So, who made the arrangements? You had to travel from Big Bear to Oakland, San Francisco, correct?
Yes.
For this meeting.
Yes.
Who made the arrangements for that?
Daryl Hudson.
Who paid for it?
I think I had to pay for it because he didn't have the money, so I paid for it, I believe.
And
My
did
credit
you-
card.
Okay, did you drive up or fly up?
We flew.
And do you remember where you flew from?
Ontario.
And where is Ontario?
Ontario, California.
And where is that?
That's in California. Ontario, California.
I'm sorry, I'm New Yorker. You have to forgive me.
Outside Los Angeles.
Outside Los Angeles. Yeah.
Let me do it this way. How far is Ontario Airport from Big Bear? Do you have to drive there?
Yes.
And how long's the drive?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Yeah.
And then you fly up to Oakland, or the San Francisco airport, do you recall?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which one, but
Okay.
San Francisco area.
Okay. And do you remember what time you got there?
No.
Would it have been at night?
It probably had to be during the day.
Okay. And what happened when you landed?
When we landed, I remember waiting outside for Victor. I think somebody else came with them to come to the building.
Okay. So you were standing outside waiting for him?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened?